Well, it's definitely been a while since I've sat down and recorded something, especially something tech related. I think the last thing I recorded was maybe a gaming video. I didn't get out. I had other priorities. I had work, I had uni, college, I had all sorts of priorities. However, I've now prioritized this partly because of uni, but also I definitely want to go into software. So this is my portfolio. This was part of my coursework. This was a coursework piece. However, I can update it. When I originally submitted it, there wasn't this project archive, which you can't see. Whoops, is this project archive. Now, this project archive, at the moment, if you were to click on it, blank. That's what I've been working on. This is currently running in a Docker container in my VS Code. And at the moment, it's a general premise. I haven't finalized it because the first thing that's going on here is this project, this archive. This is going to be the first thing that goes on there. So, what I'll be doing is once I've recorded this video, I'll edit it, upload it, add a thumbnail, and then I'll go in here. I'll go into my .json folder, .json file, and then remove all of this, and then add everything else, going through the design, the building process, and what I went through to achieve this. Well, what is this? Well, it's an archive. What it's going to do is showcase the design, the build process, and the deployment of whatever I've created. So if we go back to my portfolio, there are two things I like to I share. These are my pride and joy. The open source music player, which is the wrong remote. It's currently hosted on Codeberg. I need to switch that over. And TicTac-TUI, which is another coursework piece. This I did entirely off my own back. But if we go over to my GitHub, and we go to my portfolio, because this is hosted on Git Pages, you can see it's a bit of a mess. Because it's all just blank, bog standard HTML, JavaScript, CSS. And this, on the other hand, if you couldn't tell, is React and Tailwind based. Gets me familiar with React. It gives me some experience with React. It gives me some experience with Tailwind as well, and just basic web app and web development, especially nowadays, because you don't really see much of plain HTML, JavaScript, CSS. So I decided, you know what? I was originally going to do it the same way I did this and cause myself pain. But ended up going with React off the recommendation of a friend, actually. But one thing I do want to share as well is it's reactive. So if I go over here, you can see that it shows up. The sidebar no longer appears when you lower the width, which is something I don't have with this. If I go into the mobile UI, that's what it looks like. I still need to optimize that, and I will get around to it eventually. But at the moment, this has my entire focus. So we have the home button, which brings us here, but we also have these. This is going to be the general layout of how I do my project. So at the moment, we've got an embed of what I was listening to when I was working on this specific component, which is this code here. A lot of Googling was done. A lot of Googling and a lot of Stack Overflow helped a lot. But then we've got the .md file, which is hosted here. This translates over to this, obviously with its own changes. So what'll happen is when I've uploaded this video, I'll embed this video here and then talk about the design, the build, and the deployment. Same thing kind of here, but there's no ID for this video, and there's no template either. Home button works, and eventually what I'm probably going to do is have buttons here that link towards the same page. I will figure that out, but at this moment in time, I'm just glad I've got the main things to work. So the design process, if it opened over here, okay, go to my downloads, there were 2 pieces of design work me and one of my partners worked on. I had the base design for the landing page, which I've somewhat deviated from, mainly because it's mainly sizing. I preferred this over that. But then this is kind of like the landing page. Then we've got the blog page, which is where you've got, it was originally going to be drop downs, like you'd think it drop down, so on and so forth. However, unfortunately with Markdown, I don't think you could do that. So I've kind of just left it, you know what, you read it, there it is. But the main part of the design was the color scheme. And for the color scheme, I went with Groovebox. So one thing with me, I was a Linux user. So, I mean, I still use Linux every now and then, but so I'm a Linux user. Well, not at this moment in time on Windows, but Linux mainly, I wish. But I fell in love with writing, which is basically configuring a system. So I learned a bunch of different color schemes. You had Capuchin, which I think this one's Mocha. This one's Groovebox, but you've also got Tokyo Nights, Dracula, like a bunch of color schemes that really work well. But in this case, I went with Groovebox. It was just nice, calm, pastel, dark colors that didn't stand too much out from anything else. When it came to building, that's I already touched on that a bit, but I started with just plain HTML, CSS, JavaScript. In fact, I think I've still got the original repo somewhere. I go to my repositories. Oh, yeah. So here was the original. No, it's Project Archive. So here was the original HTML, CSS, JavaScript. And I only had the first page. And even then, that's all I had. But then one of my friends were like, no, don't do that. Bad idea. Don't cause yourself that pain. And then said, try Next.js, React, Tailwind. Tailwind will be a great help. And I'll be honest, it has been a massive help when it's come to just creating classes for stuff. React as well, that was top notch, and I definitely will be using React and Tailwind in the future. Because I already have a project lined up. I can't remember if I have it on the system or not. So I have another project lined up, and it's a template builder. So it'll bring up some options: C++, Python, Electron, web app, stuff like that. And you tell it, okay, this is where the directory is going to be. Initialize the repo. These are the packages I'm going to need, and it will just build the template from either pull it from a GitHub template or pull it from a template built within. But not talking about that. We're talking about this. But this is as close to the finished product as I can record, because I want to get the finished product up and running, so you can go into the description and then just like, oh, there it is. And I'll definitely be going into more detail in the actual blog post itself. Definitely might, what I might do actually is I might add a little subsection up here, like, hi, going through the page itself. But, I think for now, I'm happy with where it is. I just need to get this video edited down, actually, and, need to get this video edited down, uploaded, and a thumbnail made, so it can go here, and I can just have, boom, everything written. Because at the moment, everything's handled within a singular JSON file that I have to edit manually. I don't want to do that. I want to eventually get it automated. I haven't a clue how, but should be fun. Anyway, thank you for watching. Regardless of whether you watch it on the archive or from YouTube, because it will also be public there. But yeah, thanks for watching.